to the Partner Business Technical Support Team. My name's Phil and I'll be taking you through the programming of a phone dialer within the HomeSafe security system. In today's video, the items we'll be using is the HomeSafe security console as well as the keypad. I'll also be using this adapter cable which goes from your HomeSafe security system to your phone connection or your phone jack. So what I'd like to take you through now is quickly what's involved with the hardware with setting this up. Before I do, I'll just quickly take you through an overview of what the actual system we're using here. So we've got a backup battery located just here. We also have a read terminal block for the readers, which you might be able to see up in this corner here. Card readers, sorry. You have a C-bus interface located here, so that's the SIM unit and interface card. And this particular board here is the actual main PCB board for the system. So we've got two particular models. We've got a 16 zone and 8 zone. The way you can tell it apart is the 16 zone obviously having 16 zones or 16 terminals. But something a bit more obvious than that is basically this particular card up here will only exist for a 16 zone board. Now, to set this up, it is fairly easy. Main thing to keep in mind is when you go connect it into your house, make sure the connector you're plugging this into is what's known as a Mode 3 connector. Reason being is it will give priority to the security system and it will basically prevent anyone from coming in. And let's just say somebody's breaking into your house and they want to disable the phone system. All they need to do is take something basically a phone off the hook. With this Mode 3 connector, it's basically going to prevent that from occurring with your HomeSafe security system. So setting it up is basically, you got your cable here, plug it straight into the main PCB board, and that's basically done, other than obviously plugging this side into your house. So what I'll do now is I'll take you through some of the programming requirements for it. Before we go into the programming of the system, there's one thing I just quickly would like to show you. It's basically a quick reference as to how to go about programming this. It's located within the installation instruction. What I'll do is I'll quickly take you to that now. So what I've got is a PDF version of the installation instruction for this particular device, the HomeSafe security system. Now what I need to do is I just need to go to page 11. So what we've got is the Quick Start Programming Guide. So I'll just scroll down to that, and here we go. So we're basically looking at the Quick Start Guide 2 and Quick Start Guide 3. So the very first bit of programming we need to do is we basically need to enter in a mobile phone number. And to enter in a mobile phone number, it's just a matter of, first of all, getting into what's known as the master programming mode. So what I'm about to do will be a little bit different for each particular system. So as a default, the default master code is 123. So what I'll do is just go P123E. Now I'm in the master programming mode. So if you've watched the other video in relation to user codes, that master code is the P201E code that you would have entered in. We know we're in the master programming mode because what we see is the icon PROG appear and it's solid. The next stage we need to go to is the installer programming mode. So this is the next level up. So the default passcode for that is 6 zeros. So P6 zeros, then E. I'll just do that now. P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E. And now I'm in the installer mode. So I know I'm in the installer mode just by looking at the flashing program mode that appears down the bottom there. And then to enter in the telephone number, all we need to do is we need to press P70E. So P70E. If there's a telephone number already in there, it should pop up around now. If not, what we can do is we'll just enter in a telephone number. So telephone number I will use will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then E. And what it will do is basically flash that number back to me. Now at this point, if that's the only thing you need to do, you just need to press P then E to enter programming mode. But what I'd like you to do, just if you're currently programming this now, just leave that as it is and we'll go ahead and do the rest of the programming. So the next bit of programming we need to check is is the dialing method. The option for that, if you're already in the installer mode, is P85E. So let's go P85E. So basically it's saying that it's option 3, and what option 3 is, it's the DTMF format. You have two options, you've got pulse mode and DTMF. Option 1 is basically auto select. When you purchase a HomeSafe security system, what you'll find is, as default, it will always be set to DTMF. So we don't need to worry about this too much, but it's always worth double checking. The next bit of programming we need to do is basically to set what format the message is going to come, or is going to be sent out from the HomeSafe via telephone. There are 6 options, and I'll go through them now. So to get into this particular mode, all we need to do is we need to press P86, then E. So I'll quickly go through the options. Like I said, there are 6. The first one is what's known as Disable Dialer. So what Disable Dialer basically does is, if you've programmed this functionality into your HomeSafe, you no longer want it, without having to go through and delete the telephone number and all that sort of stuff, you basically go to this particular option, which is P86E, and then just press 1E. Now the next option is Contact ID format. So basically what this is referring to is, if you want to send this information off to a monitoring station, security monitoring station, this is more than likely the option that you're going to basically be selecting for that. The next option is Audible ID format. Again, if you do need that, the option's there. The fourth option, which is Audible Pulse format. Now what that's referring to is, and this is probably the most commonly used if you're basically going to have this system call your own mobile. What will happen is it will call and it will basically tell you which particular zone has been triggered via a number of pulses. So 3 pulses equals zone 3. Now typically, as to whether you actually need to know which zone's been triggered, you might, you may not, but basically what you will get from it is, you know that something's happening back at home, and you can either call your neighbour or go home. The 5th option is Contact ID plus Audible DTMF format, and the final one, number 6, is Contact ID plus Audible Pulse format. So they're the other options that are there if you do need it. For more information in relation to those, please just refer to your installation instruction. So let's just say, for example, I wanted to have this system here called my mobile. What I would have done in the P70E would be put in my mobile number, make sure that in P85E that it's set to 3 for DTMF mode, and now in the P86E what I'd be selecting is option 4. So currently what I've got is option 2 up, which is basically the central control station, or the central monitoring station. What I'd like is to change it to sort of the formats that's going to be most useful to myself. So to do that, all I need to do is press 4 then E, and that's basically programmed. So all it is now, it's just a matter of testing it. So to get out of the installer mode, just press P then E. You're out of program mode, and to test it, it's just making sure that you've got your connection set up, and just basically arm the system, trigger the system, and just wait for a phone call. The next thing I'd like to take you through is how to acknowledge a phone call from the HomeSafe security system. This is something that the technical support department receives a lot of phone calls about, and it is actually quite a simple process. So what will happen is, let's just say for example you've armed your system, you've gone out, and for some reason the security system has been tripped, and what's happening is the HomeSafe security system is now trying to call your mobile phone. What will happen is you receive it, you will hear a number of different beeps, like let's just say for example it's zone 3 that's been tripped, you'll hear beep beep beep, then a pause. During that pause, to acknowledge the alarm, to acknowledge that the system has been tripped, you need to either do a 2-second press of the hash key, Or for some mobile phones, you might have to press the hash key a couple of times within those pauses. What will happen, or what that does, is it basically tells the HomeSafe security system that you've heard the its phone call to you, so it knows that you have received that information. If it doesn't know that you have received that, so if you don't press the hash key, you just hang up, what will happen is the HomeSafe security system will continue to try to send that message to you. Now, like I said, very, very easy. Just press the hash key, and that should basically fix it. So that concludes how to program a phone dialer within the HomeSafe security system. For more information in relation to this, just please refer to the installation instructions. If you'd like to speak with somebody, please get in contact with your local Clipsal rep, and they can put you through to the partner business technical support team. I'd just like to thank you for watching this video.